Russian political analyst Olga Kurnosova commented on Russian dictator Vladimir Putin's dismissal of his longtime ally Dmitry Kozak from the presidential administration and the possibility of a coup in the Kremlin. It's very simple. Putin has always tried to balance the situation around him to prevent only people of the same position or representatives of the same clan from being around him. Today, we see the Kovalchuk clan ascending to virtually all key positions. Yuri Kovalchuk's position is strengthening, and many consider him the Kremlin's grey cardinal, the person closest to Putin. She emphasized in an interview with Glavred. The expert says that previously Putin would have tried to balance the situation with another person, and he needed Dmitry Kozak precisely as such a balancing factor. By the way, there was an old story about Kozak being nearly appointed prosecutor general, but Putin changed his mind at the last minute. So, for Putin, Kozak remaining in the system for so long was natural. But the fact that he decided to resign, or that Putin might have perceived it as a betrayal due to his resignation, speaks volumes, she explained. The analyst also clarified that current events show that Putin is changing for the worse. And this is the worst side for everyone, for the surrounding world, because this is a move toward even more serious tightening of the rules, even though it would seem that everyone has already tightened them up long ago. Nevertheless, this means that the number of sane people in Putin's circle is dwindling, which is dangerous for him as well. As soon as one clan finally wins, Putin himself will no longer be needed, and they will be able to try to replace him with someone from the same clan. Kurnosova added. According to Andriy Novak, head of the Committee of Economists of Ukraine, if sanctions against buyers of Russian oil begin to take full effect, and the first signs are already being observed, for example in India, Russia will suffer a significant loss in foreign exchange earnings. This will lead to a sharp increase in the state budget deficit and an accelerated devaluation of the ruble. As a result, Russia may face an inability to fulfill social obligations and meet budget expenditures. Such a development, according to the expert, poses a double threat to the regime. On the one hand, social protests from below, and on the other, increased discontent among the elites and oligarchs whose businesses are directly dependent on energy exports.
The Palestinian mission in London held a flag-raising ceremony on Monday, after the UK formally recognised Palestinian statehood this weekend, along with Australia and Canada. According to Associated Press, the head of the Palestinian mission in Britain, Husam Zomlet, unveiled the flag at a site which will become the Palestinian Embassy in London. Palestine exists. It has always existed, and it always will, said Zomlet at the ceremony, thanking Britons who have been holding weekly marches across the nation in support of Palestinian statehood. The UK has had a historic role in the politics of the Middle East over the past 100 years, having carved up the region following the defeat of the Ottoman Empire in World War I. As part of that carve-up, Britain became the governing power of what was then Palestine. It was also the author of the 1917 Balfour Declaration, which backed the establishment of a national home for the Jewish people. However, the second part of the declaration has been largely neglected over the decades. It noted that nothing shall be done, nothing which may prejudice the civil and religious rights of the Palestinian people. More countries are expected to join the list recognizing a Palestinian state at the UN General Assembly this week, including France, which, like the UK, is one of the 5 permanent members of the Security Council.
This flag, which reads the Embassy of the State of Palestine, of the State of Palestine, will be placed right behind me in this building of State for the Middle East and North Africa at the FCD. Ladies and gentlemen, Palestine exists. It has always existed, and it always will. So, to the people of Britain, to the great people of Britain, the millions who have been marching in the streets, week after week, month after month, who turned London into the epicenter of the global movement for Palestine, to Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland, who chose principles over politics, to the unions, the students, the faith leaders, the doctors, the members of parliament who raised their voices. We thank you. We will always remember how you stood by our side, on the right side of history.
Well, I found it very moving as I was approaching, to see this. What is a historic moment? This is the righting of a wrong that is at least 108 years old since the Balfour Declaration. This is not something that is being given to the Palestinian people. This is something that is their inalienable right. And for over a century, we have lived in the depth of what it is, how wrong it has been, the ethnic cleansing, and now this genocide, decades of impunity.
Symbols are really important. They send a message to the world. It sends a message to Israel that the world isn't taking this lying down, actually going in the face of Israel and saying we recognize Palestine as an entity and a state. I think it's an important symbolic message. It certainly got the message through to Israel.
This decision will have the effect of intensifying demands on the British government to stop all military cooperation with Israel, end the use of RAF bases, and halt the supply of components for F-35 jets. It will also intensify demands on the British government to really put pressure on Israel to end the occupation and end the settlement policy. It's a product of the activities of millions of people all around the world in solidarity with the people of Palestine.